All right, let's talk about something wild. Have you ever seen a crypto token just jump 400 spots in the market rankings and you're left wondering, how on earth did that happen? Well, today we're going to unpack the incredible story of APTM's rise. And trust me, the answer is probably not what you'd expect.
I mean, it's the kind of question that gets the entire crypto community talking, right? Is it just a random hype wave, some kind of lucky break, or is there a real calculated strategy at play? Well, in the case of the Apertum token, or APTM, the story behind its climb is frankly fascinating.
And there it is. That's the number. APTM rocketed over 400 spots to land at rank 405 on CoinMarketCap. Now look, this isn't just some small jump. It is a colossal leap. In a market with thousands and thousands of projects breaking into the top 500, that means you've officially made it to the big leagues.
So, what does crashing into the top 500 actually mean for a project like this? Beyond just having a cool number next to your name, it signals this massive surge in visibility, and it proves that whatever the project's strategy is, it's working. Okay, let's break down the numbers here. We're looking at rank 405, a price of $1.58. With almost 54 million tokens out there in circulation, its market cap has blasted past $85 million. Now, for a project that just launched this year, these aren't just stats on a screen. They are solid proof of a real market presence. So here's the most important part of this whole story. This climb was no accident. It wasn't a fluke. It was the direct result of a patient, super methodical, and very deliberate economic strategy. So let's dig into how they actually pulled this off. In the wild west of crypto, so many projects just rely on pure hype and speculation. But APTM, they chose a totally different path. They focused on building a disciplined economic blueprint that was designed for long-term health, not just a quick short-term price pump. And the engine driving that whole plan is a concept called tokenomics. Now, for anyone who's kind of new to this, tokenomics is basically the science of a token's economy. It dictates everything: how many tokens exist, how they get released, how they're used, all with the single goal of creating sustainable long-term value. APTM's tokenomics were really built on four key pillars. First, they had 100 million pre-minted tokens, which gave them controlled growth from the start. Second, and this was smart, they delayed the release to avoid that classic pump and dump that just kills so many new projects. Third, they used a deflationary model, burning transaction fees, which reduces supply over time. And all of this led to consistent sideways movement. Now, sideways might sound boring, but to major exchanges, it is a giant green flag that screams stability and maturity. And this really puts their whole philosophy into perspective. On one side, you've got the typical hype-fueled model, right? High risk, crazy volatility, all short-term speculation. And on the other side, you have APTM's approach, building long-term credibility through stability and careful strategic moves. It's a completely different ballgame. Look, a smart strategy is one thing, but it's pretty much useless if you don't have trust. And in the crypto world, trust is the ultimate currency. So how did APTM take their stable tokenomics and turn that into real, tangible community confidence? Well, it all starts with transparency. APTM managed to get a 92% profile trust index score on CoinMarketCap. A score this high is a crystal clear signal to the entire market that says, hey, this project is legit, we're engaged, and we're providing reliable data. And that trust you see on paper, it translates directly into real-world adoption. We're talking over 55,000 wallets now holding APTM. This isn't just a few big whales moving the market. This is a wide, organic community of people who actually believe in the project. So when you combine that verified trust with a rapidly growing user base, you get this. That top 500 ranking puts the Apertum ecosystem right in front of the 340 million people visiting CoinMarketCap every single month. All of a sudden, they are on a global stage. Okay, so with this stable foundation and all this newfound visibility, where does the project even go from here? This brings us to the future, and a very, very interesting question that involves about 36 million tokens. So what kind of ammunition are they working with for this next phase? Well, the foundation started with 100 million pre-minted tokens. Of that, about 2 million have already been burned. But here's the exciting part. 36 million tokens have now been unlocked, and they're specifically earmarked to fuel the next wave of ecosystem growth. As you can imagine, the community is absolutely buzzing.
A 36 million token war chest could fund pretty much anything. We're talking developer grants, huge marketing campaigns, maybe even major global partnerships. It's a massive resource, and it's ready to be deployed.
This all ties back to the project's core philosophy, which they actually borrowed from the Navy SEALs. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. By moving carefully, by being deliberate, they've built this incredibly solid foundation that now allows them to accelerate their growth without falling apart. It's really a masterclass in strategic patience.
And that brings us to the final, critical question. The foundation is laid, the stability has been proven, and the resources are in place. How is the APTM team going to leverage those 36 million tokens to transform from a top 500 contender into a true ecosystem leader? Well, the next chapter is about to be written, and you can bet everyone is watching.